Well, not on this one. This is more about the news, so.
Yeah, but we
Uh,
should still acknowledge it while it's going on.
yeah, if you see it, I guess we
Oh,
could do
there we
that.
go. The infinite
Uh,
of Calvin's desktop.
my desktop. Yeah, there we go. All right, now that should be better.
Except for I still see all of the stuff below. Oh, there we go.
There we
Looking
go.
better.
Yeah, yeah. Just took me a moment. Waiting for it to come up on my phone, but I guess it doesn't matter. All right, so greetings, citizens of the internet. I am Static Buzz with the Gaming Watch, and this is the Gaming Watch Weekly Episode 16 for October 20th. We're not going to say the Monday date anymore because we're doing it live. We say the date we do it live. It will go on YouTube on October 21st, so they'll be
Yep.
there. And with me is Oz. He's a little under the weather, but he's a trooper, so he's still here. How
Hello,
are you?
interwebs. I'm doing good. As you can tell, I am not feeling 100%. My daughter got sick, and then it went around the house with a vengeance, and it finally got to me. So,
It's your
yes.
turn.
Yes. So, other than my voice sounding bad, it's a little hot in here, but, got to get the show going. So,
Yes,
I'll
indeed.
power through it.
And we appreciate that. So, what do we have on tap for today? We have more on Blizzard's trouble from when they banned Blitzchung, Planetside 3, Fallen Order goes gold, Call of Duty and loot boxes, Cyberpunk 2077 devs talk, and more. And unfortunately, I feel we're going to have to start this episode with a little bit of a long one like we did last time. But what happened was Congress members sent a letter to Blizzard about their concerns with what happened. And I'm just going to kind of read that actual letter because they posted it online. So let me readjust the letter so that I have it in front of me and I'm still on the mic a little bit. And there we go. All right. So they're addressing Robert A. Kotick, Chief Executive Officer, Activision Blizzard.
Okay.
They give the address, but I'm not going to go and give that online. That doesn't need to be addressed. But it goes, Dear Mr. Kotick, we write to express our deep concerns about Activision Blizzard's decision to make player Ni Hua Chung forfeit prize money. That's Blitzchung. Prize
Yep.
money and ban him from participating in tournaments for a year after he voiced support for pro-democracy protests in Hong Kong. This decision is particularly concerning in light of the Chinese government's growing appetite for pressuring American businesses to help stifle free speech.
Mm-hmm.
Activision Blizzard benefits from China's growing market for esports, along with an investment from Tencent, one of China's largest technological firms. As you and your company are no doubt aware, the Chinese government uses the size and strength of its economy to suppress opinions with which it disagrees. Last week alone, the Chinese government targeted Apple for hosting a app to help peacefully demonstrators evade repression, and the National Basketball Association because one team's general manager tweeted in support of Hong Kong's protest. That's the Rockets.
Yes.
Your company claims to stand by one's right to express individual thoughts and opinions, yet many of your own employees believe that Activision Blizzard's decision to punish Mr. Chung runs counter to those values. Because your company is such a pillar of the gaming industry, your disappointing decision could have a chilling effect on gamers who seek to use their platforms to promote human rights and basic freedoms. Indeed, many gamers around the world have taken notice of your company's action, understandably calling for boycotts of Activision Blizzard gaming sites. As China amplifies its campaign of intimidation, you and your company must decide whether to look beyond the bottom line and promote American values like freedom of speech and thoughts, or to give in to Beijing's demands in order to preserve market access. We urge you in the strongest terms to reconsider your decision with respects to Mr. Chung. You have the opportunity to reverse course. We urge you to take it. And it's signed by Senator Ron Wyden, Senator Marco Rubio, Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez,
AOC,
Congressman Mike Gallagher, and Congressman Tom Malinowski. And normally I don't want to be political on this channel, but this subject has gotten so much press and is so high profile that Congress is sending letters to Blizzard. To me, that baffles my mind that it even is getting that political, but that is kind of where it's at. I don't know what we can elaborate on in there. It might be just more of an information piece, but I think it's pretty amazing.
Yeah, it's more of an information piece, only due to the fact that they just want Blizzard to change course and to not worry about their bottom line, which is, Beijing might sever ties with them, but all in all, they're an American company and they need to support that. They need to push American values. And as we've seen, they really are. They're worried about losing their market share over there.
Well, their wording isn't so much about the market shares. Their wording is about, we want to make everybody feel like they have a place and feel comfortable. So anybody who's pro-China would probably feel uncomfortable with the message that Blitzchung put out. But at the same time, in the political climate, do you really even want to take a stance on that? I mean, is that your place as a company to take a stance? I don't know. It's kind of a really tough spot for Blizzard, I think.
It is, being that China is a huge market share for them, but again,
not as huge as you think. It's only 13%. I was reading a report, so it's only 13% of their gross last year, or their profits, or something like that. That it was. So they would only be losing 13%, which is still a lot of money when you break it down.
True.
But
because they have offices over there, so they could get kicked out, and then all those people that work there are out of jobs, all of that. Mm-hmm. So I can understand it's a slippery slope, but when it comes down to it, freedom of speech and expression, all that's important. So especially to the gaming community.
So speaking of freedom of speech and the gaming community, you want to roll right into the next one?
Yes. So due to what's going on with what Blizzard did with Blitzchung, BlizzCon 2019, the protest is full steam ahead. So day 1 and day 2, there's going to be protesters out there protesting Blizzard for their choices. Now, I'm going to BlizzCon this year, so it'll be interesting to see, because every year there's always people out there protesting at some level, whether it's religion or whatever. Those guys get out there, but this year it's going to be different. So hopefully Blizzard learns from this, but their big cash cow of the year is now getting hit by it. Players that were looking, or not players, but convention goers were looking for ways to actually get rid of their tickets or sell them outright. It's already past that time at which they could. But, even my brother and his roommate were like, well, if we weren't locked in, we wouldn't want, we don't want to go this year because of that. So we're going to go, only due to the fact that we've already spent the money on it. But I totally understand. Had this stuff been going on when they were selling tickets, I probably would have foregone that this year.
Yeah, I feel you there. So you think you'll be able to get some footage, even if it's with your phone or something, and share with us after the fact to see how dramatic it is out there?
Yeah, I should be able to.
So I hope it doesn't interfere with the actual BlizzCon, because I look forward to BlizzCon. I haven't got the virtual ticket, but I've gotten the virtual ticket like the last 5 years, so I probably will do the virtual ticket. And we discussed like a month or so ago me going with you, but because my band actually has a show on that day that we've committed to, I can't, on the second, I can't go. But me personally, I wouldn't let something like this stop me because I understand both sides of it. I understand Blizzard's sides and I understand the gamer side. And Blizzard's side, they're trying to do what they think is the best thing, and the gamers aren't agreeing. It's kind of just neither side is 100% right. The gamers are more right, but neither side is 100% right. And
very true.
I'm kind of like, well, I would still go if I had a ticket. It wouldn't stop me. But anyways, let's roll into some more pleasant gaming news.
Yes.
So, the greater Planetside universe. They wrote this on the Planetside website, blog. I can't remember where I pulled this from. It's either the Planetside website or their blog. Okay. The final area, this is one of the developers or the lead guy on the development, says, the final area I'd like to address is where we're going from here and what's on the horizon for Planetside franchise overall. We're coming on the 7th anniversary for Planetside 2. Now, honestly, I played Planetside. I didn't think it was still big. I didn't think it was still a thriving community, but he makes it sound like it is. In early 2020, the Planetside franchise will celebrate its 17th since the original Planetside 1 back in 2003. Over those 16 years, we have amassed millions of passionate fans. So when we think about Planetside 3 experience, what the Planetside 3 experience needs to be, we know that there are incredibly high expectations from all of you. Planetside Arena, which is the game that they just announced like last week or something, is intended to be a stepping stone towards Planetside 3, which we envision expanding from the current battlefield of Araxis to full-fledged galactic war with empires exploding. That would be kind of cool. Colonize and conquer one another with an expansive galaxy. We envision Planetside Arena as a way to allow us to link present-day Planetside 2 and Planetside 3 storylines, as well as providing an opportunity to try out new features, style of play, etc. So, did you ever play any of the Planetside?
I did. Played both of them.
Did you enjoy them?
Hmm? Oh yeah, I enjoy them. I haven't played in a long time. I mean, but I betaed Planetside 2, played the original Planetside, and that was when it was all back and still under Sony Online Entertainment before Daybreak bought all of that. Yeah. Which is another Chinese company.
Yeah.
But
maybe we should jump in and give it a try one night just to see where it's at.
Sure. I enjoy Planetside. It's been a while, but yeah, if you want to, we can jump in and try playing it.
We'd probably be lost, but it might be a fun
it's
night.
One of those games that's really hard to get lost in because you log in, you pick your faction, you pick what class you are, and then you just go to the map and then it drops you right into the battle. So
yeah, if they do a full galaxy in Planetside 3, that'd be pretty cool. Very, very, very cool.
That's going to be a big game if they do that.
Yeah. So speaking of galaxies far, far away, go on with the next one.
Sure. So looks like Star Wars The Fallen Order has gone gold. Respawn has announced that Star Wars The Fallen Order has gone gold. Excuse me. The game is now officially ready for launch. And then looks like that will launch on November 15th on the Xbox One, PlayStation 4, and PC. So everything looks like it's on track. I didn't see any betas or anything that they had out there, but you could still pre-order it. Get the lightsaber crystal, the BD1 skin, and stuff like that. But it looks like everything's going well with it. So I was excited to see that that there was some news on it. So
yeah, and there was a lot of people that went to like some kind of show that Remedy or not Respawn had put out there. So there was a lot of people giving their final thoughts, and one, the game was a lot larger than they thought.
Yes, it's huge.
The battle system is a lot different than they thought. It's a lot more strategic and deliberate and that kind of stuff. A lot more collectibles than they thought. Just all kinds of good things you want to hear on it. So even though the animation of whatever the guy's main character's name is, those animations for some reason just look off to me, but I'll get past that and I'll play it.
It looked that bad, but yeah, you could tell they were a little off. But I think that'll get fixed.
None of it's gone gold. I guess they could still patch it, but that's the same animation they've been showing, though.
You know it's going to have a day one patch, just like everything else does.
Oh, yeah. Definitely will. That's another one we're definitely looking forward to is Fallen Order. Should be good times. On to a game that I really don't have any interest in anymore, this series.
Zero interest in that.
I used to play them, but now I don't really have much interest in them.
But I haven't touched them in a long time.
It sounds like they're going the right direction. Call of Duty Modern Warfare will not have loot boxes.
Good.
Which is good for this series because they've always had it. So this is a message from the Call of Duty team. Call of Duty Modern Warfare is almost here. From the moment this project began 3 years ago, the energy has been extraordinary. We've set our sights on not only creating the best possible game this year, but also on breaking down walls and bringing the community together. Starting with Modern Warfare, we will be introducing crossplay to unite communities across platforms.
Yeah. Good.
Removing Season Pass and a la carte DLC multiplayer map packs to ensure everyone can play together.
Good.
Delivering free post-launch multiplayer maps and modes for all players. Claps there too. I mean, all this stuff is just everything they should have been doing all along. Releasing post-launch multiplayer maps and modes simultaneously on all platforms. We are excited about what these changes will bring to Call of Duty players. That said, we also recognize there is one more topic that fans are interested to learn about. Today, let's address the basic for in-game economy coming in Modern Warfare. We are introducing a new Battle Pass system, not a loot box system. So this is what they're doing instead of loot boxes. So similar to Fortnite, Battle Pass. All functional content that has an impact on game balancing, such as base weapons and attachments, can be unlocked simply by playing the game. The new Battle Pass system will allow players to see the content that they are earning or buying. Battle Passes will launch time to new post-launch live seasons, so you can unlock cool new Modern Warfare themed content that matches each season. With the new Battle Pass system, players will be able to earn COD points by playing the game. There will be both a free stream and a premium stream of content in the Battle Pass system in Modern Warfare. New base weapons will be earned through gameplay simply by playing Modern Warfare. Functional attachments for base weapons can be unlocked through gameplay as well, just like in the game's beta. The Battle Pass and in-game store feature a variety of cosmetic content that does not impact game balance. Yay! They finally got it right. And unfortunately, I still don't want to play.
Well, they burned enough people, so I just don't see it being worth playing anymore.
It really would depend on if I had a group of people that wanted to play with me. You know, like a fire team or something that wanted to go in and do some Call of Duty. I would do that if I felt like they were committed to playing for a period of time. At least, you know, like a month off and on during that month or something. But I don't have that. Don't see me ever getting that, so...
Yeah, I don't know. For me, it's the game's soul. It relies too heavy on multiplayer. Now, back in the day, it was great when it had a good, solid storyline, you know, in the story campaign. But over the years, they've gotten away from that, and it's now.
Well, they said in this one it's going to be a stronger story.
Oh, and I've read that, but I just have no trust for them anymore. It's like you've burned me too many times.
So if it comes out and gets 9.5s and stuff, and it says the story is great, 30 hours of gameplay, and the single story campaign alone, you wouldn't entice you?
If it's maybe if it's 30 hours and stuff like that, anything's better than like 6-hour story, and then you're like, well, I spent $60 on this, so I guess $10 an hour, whatever.
Yeah, I'm with you there. It would have to be pretty meaty. At least, I would say 20 hours, and I might be tempted.
And it would have to be on a Steam sale or something as well. Yeah.
And I'd have to be able to. We'd have to be able to do it co-op as well.
Yes.
So the offline story mode campaign would have to be able to be co-op. Then I would consider it, But yeah, since they're focused on multiplayer, and that's their focus, especially with the Game Pass, is where you're going to probably earn all your points. So
very true.
Yeah, well, we'll have to wait and see, I guess. It's coming out the 25th, so not too long.
Yes.
So another upcoming game is the next topic.
Sure. So Cyberpunk 2077 devs talk multiplayer, censorship, and more. So CD Projekt Red's Cyberpunk is one of 2020's most anticipated games. It was recently at PAX Australia, and they were talking about multiplayer and censorship. Being that, let me scroll down on my notes here. One of the things they're concerned about is censorship because, and this is like me reading what he has to say. I know Australia has issues with drugs and other sexual violence issues. To where in the States we don't have that, but over in other countries, some of our games are heavily censored.
Well, it'll up the rating with that stuff in it, but yeah, we don't have a censorship against it.
No, and it looks like this one's going to get hit heavy-handed with it as well. Due to the drug use, the sexual violence, and everything else that goes into a cyberpunk-type genre, unfortunately, it's probably going to get hit with that. Now, they did talk about there being a little bit of multiplayer, but they didn't elaborate, from what I could tell, too much on it yet. One of the developers of the games, new cutscene. Yeah. And they just kind of mentioned that multiplayer support for Cyberpunk 2077 and the possibility of being ported over to the Switch. So.
And it looks like they're also talking about that they plan on having improvements for the upcoming consoles as well.
Yes.
When they come out. That should be good. Should be good.
Like I said, I've been stoked about this game since they mentioned it. So, I don't know. Like I said, I haven't been excited about a game like this for a long time, but I'm definitely excited for Cyberpunk.
Yeah, I mean, The Witcher 3.
Oh, that's such a awesome. Good game. Yes.
So, if it's anything on the caliber of that game, we've got another doozy on our hands, and that's going to be fun playing it. For sure.
I would agree.
All right. I'm going to go into the next one unless you had anything else to add.
No. Go ahead.
All right. So Crusader King 3 announced. So Crusader King 3 is a grand medieval simulator where you are free to live out any plausible ruler fantasy that we could think of, but not without challenge. Game director Henrik Faraeus, I can't say his last name, Fahraeus, said seeing its predecessor explode in popularity was very satisfying, especially considering that user friendliness was never our primary goal. Now we have a chance to address even a larger audience. So this is going to be coming to Steam. And what I'm excited about is going to be part of the Xbox Game Pass for PC sometime in 2020. So I'll just get to play it for my paying the fee. So
yes,
I'm actually going to probably look at Crusader King 2 just to see what it's about. Because I don't know if it's a strategy game or you playing from a first-person, third-person perspective or what. So I've seen this game art and stuff. several times, and I've kind of been interested in it, but not really knowing what kind of game it was. I never really spent too much time researching it, but I might have to jump in and give it a look.
Yes.
So, all right. So another game that's coming out on the 25th, if I'm not mistaken.
Next week. Yep. Next week.
You want to go ahead and hit that one?
Yeah. Hold on.
Yeah. Get some water.
Yeah. So Outer Worlds is coming out next week, and
Woohoo!
Basically, Obsidian has said that there is going to be a day one patch. So it looks like it's going to be the day one update will be a whopping 38 gigs. Huge. On the Xbox, it will be 18, and as well as for the PlayStation. So
they don't mention PC.
38 gigs on the Xbox. No, I don't see it on any there. So I'm assuming it's still going to be a rather large patch for the PC.
It'll probably be 38 gigs. Yeah, you would think.
Yeah, a whopping 38 gigs on the Xbox.
So before you continue, let me little insertion here. So last week there was a report that the Outer Worlds would only be enhanced on the Xbox One X and not the PlayStation 4 Pro.
Mm-hmm.
They later came, like the day later or day after that, came and said, Remedy said, no, it is enhanced on the PlayStation 4. It's just not native 4K. They up-res it to 4K and whatnot. Okay. So, but anyways.
So, basically it looks like here soon we'll be able to pre-download it. And once it goes live, they'll patch it. So it looks like the unlock dates will be, or basically we're looking at the 24th and 25th. So
yeah, it's going to be good. And
I gotta order it here soon.
Order it? I don't have to because it's part of the Xbox Game Pass on Xbox and also on PC. So I've already got it on my PC. It's already pre-installed. I'm just waiting for it to unlock. So I'm good.
Okay.
Good to go.
Until it passed the patch, and then you got to wait a little bit.
Well, yeah. Well, hopefully they do that overnight or something. I'll leave the Xbox program open on my PC, and hopefully it just does it.
Yeah.
So yeah, it'd be kind of cool. They also the devs came out. One of the devs came out and said that there are multiple endings. So like early on, you have to choose between two factions, I guess. And that plays a big part, like the story kind of splits there. And at the end, there's multiple endings.
Well, I mean, it's basically Obsidian created it. So it's going to have that Fallout feel where you're going to have to pick a faction. And that's going to, play out to the end. So
yeah.
I'm excited.
How many endings were there in Fallout 3? Or actually the original Fallout. Let's go with that one. Because I know that there was a couple, but how many?
I actually don't know how many. Because I usually play it through, and now like Fallout 4 basically had an ending for each of the factions, and that was kind of it. So if you sided with the Brotherhood of Steel or like the Underground Railroad or whatever, that kind of changed the ending a little bit.
Yeah. I need to take a part out here and cut it to the end because I put it in the wrong spot. Actually, you had it up in yours, but I have it down the bottom. So
what's that?
Look down at the bottom of the notes. You'll see it. But
the games.
Yeah. So while he's doing that, Anthem, still alive and kicking, believe it or not, released. Yes. I shouldn't say released. I don't know if it's actually released, but 1.5.0 update adds new events. So the new features. The Cataclysm is back with updates for Season of Skulls. Cataclysm. What did I say?
Catechism.
Yeah, those are different. The higher your score, the more seasonal currency you will be awarded to spend at the seasonal store. So that's the first feature. The next feature is the new Season of Skulls free play event. Successfully finished 3 of these events in one free play session to spawn a boss encounter. Learn more about Season of Skulls lore through a scavenger hunt and new data archives. Now you can mass salvage on all inventory management screens.
Oh, nice.
The chance to obtain a legendary item from a war chest has increased by 250%. So I wonder what it was. I mean, well, if it was 1%, 250% would be what? 2.5%. So I mean, it depends on what it was. If it was 10%, now it's 25%. Okay, we're good. But it's, it depends on what it was. A legendary only chest has been added to the seasonal store, which I don't really care about that because you got to pay for that stuff.
Yep.
So good that they're still making changes, but I'm still not interested in going back. You?
I might go back for the Season of Skulls only because some of that artwork that goes on the suits is really cool looking. But it's solely cosmetic. I still haven't finished most of the story. So,
well, if you do go back, let me know. Do I have it on PC or Xbox? I might have it on Xbox. If I have it on PC, then I can jump in and help you. But
I'm PC only, so
I know I might have went Xbox, but I don't remember. I think I went Xbox.
Okay.
So there's Anthem. I'm wondering when they're gonna stop working on that one and move on to the next project, even if it's Anthem 2. But
I don't know.
Yeah. Hey, they want to they want to keep it alive. They want to fix it. I'm all down for that, and maybe they'll get to a certain point and we'll want to go back. Never know.
Yes. Very true.
All right, and moving on to games releasing this week, which we've already covered one of them, but that's all right.
Yep.
So, a series that Dark Phoenix really likes, and I really like as well, The Legend of Heroes Trails of Cold Steel 3, comes out October 22nd on the PS4. I thought it was coming out on the PC, but when I went and looked in Steam, I couldn't find it. So if it is on PC, sorry, I couldn't find it, so I didn't want to didn't want to report that it was there if it wasn't. All right, the next one is Destiny Connect TikTok Travelers, October 22nd on PS4 and the Switch. I believe that's an NIS America game, NIS game. So that one could be interesting. Harvest Moon Mad Dash comes out October 22nd on PS4 and Switch. With the name Mad Dash, most people are believing this isn't a mainstream Harvest Moon game. So if you guys play it, let us know what it is and if it's any good. And probably the main one for this week is The Outer Worlds. And as we discussed, it comes out on the 25th on PS4, Xbox One, and PC. And one of us will be covering this on the channel. It just comes down to who it's going to be. We haven't decided that. Yeah. So we'll let you know. And on to the segment we added last week.
Yes. Excuse me. So this week for the free Epic games, up until the 24th, you can get The Observer and Alan Wake's American Nightmare. And then after the 24th, Layers of Fear, and then I don't know what this other one is, but it's what is it, Cube 2?
Cube 2. I think it's one of those puzzle type games. Match 3 or Tetris style or something like that, but I'm not positive. Yeah.
So, and going on right now up until the 1st of next month, the Epic Game our Epic Game Store is doing their 65% off of certain games. I didn't list them all, but there's some good ones in there. So if you like Telltale games, some of those are in there.
Yeah, go check it out for sure. Save yourself some money. Always a good thing.
Definitely.
So it looks like we're going to end a little short, which is probably a good thing with your voice. Is there anything else you wanted to talk about, add?
No. I do apologize about the voice, but when the little one brings home one of those super bugs, it kind of goes around and affects everybody.
Hey, it's real deep, so I'm sure the ladies will love it. Not a big deal.
Yeah, the wife likes it, but I'm like, I don't feel good, so no.
No, no.
Yeah, you
Not,
saw that episode of Family Guy where Peter gets sick with a deep voice, and Lois is like, "Oh, I love it, I love it," and they end up doing it all the time, and then he gets better, and then he goes through and tries to get sick again, and then ends up getting this like mega virus that almost kills him because he wants the deep voice back. So
yeah, not the best thing to do at all.
no,
And
so
I'm also a little squeaky because I've been singing a lot lately because I got some shows coming up, like I mentioned earlier. So
yeah.
yeah, I'm feeling it in my voice too. I'm gonna try to let it rest and get things ending early. So
Yeah, I was recording earlier and didn't say a whole lot in the game, other than yeah, a few things. It's just because it hurts to talk sometimes.
yeah, I feel you there. I think we've all been there.
Yeah.
So, all right, so let's go ahead and end it. Until next video stream, take care. Bye bye now, Static Buzz, and
Oz. See you guys later.
Yep, we're out. Again, take care. Appreciate all the views and watches and subs. See you around. And I still need to get my Inception fixed.